So I got this comment. Please go back to SPX. It's more practical for the rest of us with smaller accounts. Thanks. This gives me an idea for a video. And this is that video. I want to walk you through a practical approach that those of you with smaller trading accounts can use because, yeah, there are problems that come with having a smaller account. And they're very actually practical problems which step in the way and can really hamper any sort of journey that you're looking to go on. So this is very common to have a smaller account. So right up front, if you're a beginner day trader just getting started, there's no shame in having a smaller account. Most of us began with smaller accounts. So again, no shame there. But let's first look at the practical problems, and then I'll show you by making a very straightforward decision how you can overcome both of these problems that step in and just make things very unpractical for us as traders. So the first practical problem is something known as the pattern day trading rule. Maybe you've already heard of it, but if you trade stocks or options or both, then I'm pretty sure you've heard of it. If you haven't, then you're about to. And this applies to those people with $25,000 or less. So if you're wondering, well, how are you defining a small account? $25,000 or less, because that's, again, the line in the sand for the pattern day trader rule. But from a practical standpoint, what the pattern day trader rule is saying is you cannot trade as much as you want, which is completely impractical, right? Well, I'm a trader. I'm a day trader. Shouldn't I be able to trade as much as I want? You would think so, but because of this rule, no, you are not able to trade as much as you want, which is pretty practical problem. But the solution that I'll be showing you here, there is no pattern day trading rule. You can say bye to it. The second practical problem is the issue of survivability. By definition, if you have a smaller account, you do not have a lot of wiggle room to have bad days, to make mistakes. And I got this text from a friend, got absolutely crushed in the markets today. Had a nice $200 gain, and then decided to get greedy and get more, so I upped my position size and got absolutely crushed. I didn't honor my stop loss and somehow spiraled to negative $2,000 for the day. Just a brutal, humbling lesson for me to stay disciplined no matter what. And I don't care what other people say. We have all had days like this, and you will have a day like this. So if you haven't, yeah, I'm here to rain on your parade. At some point, you're just going to lose your mind and you're going to do some stupid stuff. And I love the word that Jim here used. And you're just going to spiral out of control. And you're going to be looking around saying, what just happened? And going back to the whole idea of a smaller account, yeah, it's going to be very hard to stay in the markets with a smaller account when you have these sorts of days. Very impractical to do that because, well, obviously, you don't have a whole lot of cushion to work with. And that is going to be a massive problem because in trading, it's all about surviving. You just got to stay in the market. And when you survive, you're ultimately going to give yourself the opportunity to thrive. But you can't thrive if you don't survive. And survivability, especially at the beginning, very, very important. But if you have that smaller account, very hard to do that. But once again, the tool that I'm about to show you makes this. See you later. Bye-bye. So what is this straightforward decision, very black and white decision that you can make to overcome both of these practical problems? You can choose to use a futures prop firm. And this is very important because this statement is broken down in a couple ways, and each way, quote unquote, figures out and solves one of the problems. So the first component here is it's got to be a futures prop firm. Why futures? Well, with futures, that pattern day trading rule, there is no pattern day trading rule within the world of futures. So a fantastic and powerful solution to a very annoying rule. If you trade futures, there is no pattern day trading rule. That's straightforward. The next one is it's got to be a prop firm. Why prop firm? Well, with prop firms, the whole idea of, oh, wow, I didn't survive very long. The whole idea of, oh, that one day just completely crushed me, or now I don't even have an account because it was small. All those sorts of situations. In other words, the ability to survive is going to be extended. And you're going to have a big, solid red. Nope, not going to happen when it comes to those big red days. And that's what I want to dig into a little bit more with the prop firm to show you what I mean by this situation. So think about Jim and just keep that $2,000 number in your head. Remember, that's what he lost when things just spiraled out of control. Now, I don't want to go too deep down the rabbit hole and get into the weeds of what a prop firm is, and I'll put a link down below so you can go to the prop firm that I'm using, and it'll explain a lot more. But just in a nutshell, a prop firm is a way, and this is the key, for you to put very little of your money at risk, and then if you can prove yourself as a trader, you have a whole lot of upside potential. So that's a very kind of shortened version of what a prop firm is. But what do I mean by very little of your money at risk so you can accomplish a whole lot of survivability. So let's just go down through. And like I said, you can check out this is who I'm using, but I want to look at the numbers so you can understand what exactly is going on. So the way a prop firm works is you go and you purchase buying power. So there's a variety of them. You can see up here that they have different, there we go. They have different levels, and each level, will have different costs. But you can, purchase $25,000 of buying power, $50,000, $75,000, so on and so forth. And then you have these costs down below. So let's just look at the $50,000 one, and let's consider what's going on. So let's think about that situation with Jim. So Jim, let's say if he had done the prop firm route, he would have come and spent $170. And I should note, be sure you use the link down below because usually these companies are running running promotions. Usually these prop firms are running promotions, and that link will ensure you get the best deal possible whenever you're watching this video. But just for argument's sake, I'm not even looking at the promoted prices here. Let's just take the prices at face value because it still really, really illustrates the point that I'm trying to get about how it can be so practical in terms of allowing survivability. But right here, let's just say that Jim went and bought that $50,000 account for $170 a month. Now, with that, there are rules that come with it. And if you do not pass these rules or if you violate them, then that would be a problem. So the one here with the $50,000 account is they say, you know what, you may not lose more than $1,100 in a single day. Well, that would be a problem for our example with Jim, right? Because he lost $2,000. So then, therefore, he would have, violated that rule, which means he would have failed the test. But my question becomes, what did it actually cost Jim? Was it a literal $2,000 learning lesson? Hope you're saying, well, no, Clay, it wasn't. It was only a $170 learning lesson because that's what he paid for the account. Exactly. So I'll say that again. Instead of having lost $2,000, had you gone the futures prop trading route, Jim would have only lost the $170 because that's what it cost him to purchase the account. So sure, he failed the test, he lost his account, but it only cost him the $170 to buy the account. Therefore, that's what he's out, and he can then try again. And that's what's nice with these prop firms. You can reset the account for usually less money, but everyone's a little bit different. But the whole point is I think I speak for everybody. If you have a smaller account, it sure would be nice to learn those tough lessons at a cost of $170 compared to $2,000. Like I said, I think I can speak and find common ground for everybody there, but that's what a prop firm is allowing you to do. Learn those tough lessons, but yet survive for much longer. Now, of course, if you never do learn, then eventually you are still going to die and you won't survive. But the point here with the prop firm is it's just going to give you that much more time to learn from those lessons, make those lessons, get them out of your system, and continue to fine-tune your strategy. And that's a very, very powerful thing, and I would say a very, very practical thing if you have a smaller account, the ability to survive. So as the original commenter wanted, hey, can you do something more practical? I cannot think of anything more practical than a futures prop firm for all the reasons we just discussed. No pattern day trading rule, and you're going to be able to survive that much longer due to the pricing structure that we just walked through. So if there's any sort of questions or anything like that, leave those down below. And once again, if you want to use the futures prop firm that I'm using and get the best discount possible, make sure you use the link down in the description box. And then also I want to personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online webinar that walks you through how to build consistency, how to manage risk, and how to have a right approach to the markets. So you're understanding the tools, making sure how they should be used, how they should not be used. I've been around for a long time now, and I can say that a lot of people show up and they have misunderstanding of how they should approach the market and how tools are supposed to be used. And it can create a lot of hassle within their approach in trading. But this class will make sure you get on the right page in terms of having a realistic approach to the market to, again, build consistency and manage risk. I'll put a link down below so you can figure out when the next live class is, or you can just go to claytrader.com/live to learn when that is. So it's totally free. Make sure you get signed up for it. So thank you for watching. I appreciate your time. And if you have any other questions on the class here or on futures prop firms or what have you, then make sure you let me know. But yeah, go out there as a small account trader and solve these practical problems.